All right, the news is in from Memphis, and it is not looking great for Grizzlies star Ja Morant. His stat is very much in doubt for Game 2 against the Los Angeles Lakers after injuring his wrist late in the fourth quarter of Game 1 loss versus the Lakers. Took an awkward fall after Anthony Davis slid in front of him as he was driving to the net to draw a charge against Morant. So add insult to injury, the Grizzlies lost Game 1 at home, and this is just another thing that's gone wrong against the Grizzlies. It's been a very tumultuous season for the young star in Memphis. We know all about Ja, had to take some time away from the team, go to some therapy, had some issues with threatening kids, pulling out guns, his group of guys beating up other employees of other teams allegedly. So there's just been nonstop drama around this young kid, which is an absolute shame. He was a bright young star in this league, and now it looks like he could be out for Game 2 and more in this series, and that really puts the Grizzlies in a tough spot. They were your 2 seed out in the West, but they're missing Steven Adams. They're just so banged up. The injuries are piling up. Now without their leader, their star, I don't know. Now the Grizzlies have played all right without Ja, but man, he just adds so much more to this team. He's a pain to deal with. And this again goes with the problem with Ja Morant's playstyle. Ja Morant, super explosive, an assassin at the rim, but he is a very small, frail guy, and these injuries tend to pile up, and it doesn't lead to longevity. Look at Russell Westbrook, a very similar type player, does not really have the it anymore. He's kind of just an energy guy, can't shoot it all, doesn't get to the rim as much. He's just energy, grab rebound sometimes, play some decent defense, but he is a shell of that former MVP self. And Allen Iverson, another type player, small assassin at the rim. His career fell off a cliff once he started getting a little bit older. And you see guys now playing well into their 30s, pushing 40, some of them, and they have a lot of longevity, i.e. a LeBron James or Steph Curry. Steph Curry's 35. That's pretty up there, and he's still one of the top players in this game. But the injuries, this kind of play style piles up, and I feel bad for the kid because it seemed like he took the steps necessary to make the adjustments going on in his personal life, the things that were wrong with him, and now this is just a major setback. Once again, there was not much optimism from the Grizzlies camp. The MRI did come back negative. It wasn't great, but let's just take a look at this play from Saturday and see what you think.
Catch with Jackson, 5 on the 24. Vanderbilt trying to stay with him. Morant inside. Offensive foul. Anthony Davis steps in and draws the charge. He's doing everything defensively, and that's 3 on Morant. Morant's shaken up.
Grabbing that right hand.
Wow. What a turn of events here.
Yeah, when you're that high, and you brace it, that is nasty. Wow.
See there, so Davis steps in front of him, takes the charge, awkward fall, lands on that wrist. Like I said, the MRIs are negative. He did dribble and shoot at practice today, but it was just a re-aggravation of apparently a contusion he had already suffered at the end of the regular season against Milwaukee. So it's not feeling good. And guess what? You kind of need your wrist to be able to dribble a basketball, shoot the basketball. It really kind of helps things out a little bit. So it's just a tough break for them. And honestly, the Grizzlies are dead without Ja. They don't stand much of a chance against the Lakers. They already dropped Game 1 at home. They really can't afford to drop Game 2. So I understand the need, the want to try and get Ja back out there, but it doesn't look good. He probably doesn't play Game 2, and if they lose Game 2 and he doesn't play, they'll maybe give him a go at Game 3 because there are some off days with the first round of the NBA playoffs. It's a little bit longer breaks, a little bit longer stretch, but this is now 2 years in a row that Ja will be injured in the playoffs, missing time for his team, and I don't know what you do with it. There's been so much surrounding. He's a fantastic player, but it's kind of an awkward spot he put you in. He's now injury prone in the playoffs. We have off the field issues. What do you do with a contract with a guy like this? I think you kind of have to go all in with him. If you're Memphis, it is Memphis. It's one of the smaller markets in the NBA. They don't do the best job of bringing in free agents, getting superstars to say. I mean, let's be honest, Gasol and Zebo, when Memphis was last good, those aren't really superstar name guys. They were good players. They always had kind of good teams, decent playoff teams, but it never really amounted to anything. Ja Morant is a guy who looks like he could be an NBA superstar. Maybe get guys to come to Memphis. I know it's a nice place to live. People have nice things to say about the Tennessee area. It's a fun area, kind of fun young place, but whatever. You gotta kind of be stuck with this guy. It's just a big, big risk. And now this super benefits the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers are getting kind of a real easy road here. No Ja Morant with the Grizzlies, and then they're going to get the Kings-Warriors winner. Pretty comfy road for a 7 seed to get to the conference finals. And there was another injury this weekend with Giannis Antetokounmpo taking a similar type fall against the Heat, kind of lands on his back. He was out, and this has stirred up some controversy where people now want to take the charge out of basketball, saying it's not a basketball play. It's kind of a bailout for the defense. They're beating the slime. I'm like, hey, man, you got to be under control. There's nothing more basketball than selling out for your team, putting your body on the line. It's just, offensive guys got to get out of the way. You can't just be going downhill with a head of steam. You got to be kind of body controlled. Be smart. Move away. It's part of the game. You're defending the basket. You're getting in the guy's way. You got to give him space to move. Otherwise, it's a block, as we all know. Now, some will say these are 50-50 calls. Maybe some say they should have been blocks and not charges. And there's a very fine line there. And it does set you up for injury for both guys. I mean, you take a hard fall going down, bang the back of your head. That's real tough right there. But the last thing you want to see as the NBA is your superstars getting hurt. So I get why there's some sentiment here, because we saw two of the game's biggest names go down in the first game of the playoffs, which you don't want to see. I mean, the Bucks are a very heavy NBA title favorite. Now, it seems like Giannis is going to be okay. It seems like he will be back in action for this series. They got an extra day off as well. They don't play till Wednesday, so that helps. Mike Budenholzer was a little bit more optimistic about Giannis than we've seen with Ja Morant in Memphis. So it's a very interesting story, a very interesting situation to keep your tabs on. It opens up the NBA playoffs, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Will the Grizzlies have a shot without Ja? Is he going to come back? Who do you like to get it to the finals? Also, major announcement again, we'll be doing a live mock draft this Friday, April 21st at 10 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have 5 other content creators. We're all going in. We're doing a first round mock draft. We all got our all different teams we're going to be drafting for. Should be a lot of fun, so be sure to check that thing out. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.